Nah, screw it. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of NASCAR Heat 5 on the channel. Here tonight, the Hollywood Casino 400 at the Kansas Speedway. Another mile and a half as we get closer to the end of the season. Our first race of the round of 8 in the playoffs. R6, Christopher George, Ashton G, Joshua Rumsey, welcome to the stream here early on. So yes, indeed, it is getting down to crunch time here in this one. It is the first race of the round of 8 at Kansas. If one of the 8 drivers remaining in the playoffs wins tonight, they will have a free spot in the championship 4. We'll take a quick little rundown at those 8 drivers that will be fighting it out for the points. Ryan Blaney will be the number 1 seed coming into this round of the playoffs. The number 2 seed is going to be Kyle Busch, followed by Denny Hamlin, then Kevin Harvick. Then the first driver below the playoff cut line to start the round of 8 will be Martin Truex Jr., followed by Christopher Bell, Joey Logano, and then Alex Bowman. There was a scoring update and, I guess, correction from when we last left the Cup Series here on NASCAR Heat 5. After the Roval, I originally stated that Denny Hamlin got the last spot into the playoffs over Alex Bowman. That was incorrect. After retallying just to make sure and to clarify, Denny Hamlin still does make it. He would be the 7th driver to advance on points by 3 points over the cut line and not 1. And then by 2 points over the playoff cutoff line, Alex Bowman will get the last spot. So who was the driver that missed? It was Brad Keselowski, who I originally had by about 5 or 6 points, but because he did not perform well, obviously he didn't score any stage points at the Charlotte Roval, finished outside the top 30. He ended up getting booted from the round of 12. I had to readjust the points. Again, from what I stated to you guys, I figured that he had enough of a cushion that he was fine, and then I forgot what the game glitch, I guess, that David Reagan had DNF'd. Remember, we DNF'd, so it didn't take any of the stage points. So that's what kind of drew to that situation. I did not realize that Keselowski finished outside the top 30 still. And David Reagan, there was another point deducted there because it scored him ahead. And I know David Reagan DNF'd as well. So that would have given Keselowski one less point as well. But we got that situated. We've got the 8 drivers up to date as we get into this round of the playoffs. Again, thanks for everybody tuning in. Already 6 likes, so greatly appreciate that as well. No qualifying. No practice necessarily. I did run test sessions, a single car out there just to get my line correct and get all that situated before we actually roll into the race today, because I'm going to be using the steering wheel. Got to make sure we're going to be hitting our marks from the beginning. This is a very important race, to say the least. So here we go. We'll take you through today's key points coming into it, and as well maybe a look at the front row. Joey Logano, Kurt Busch will be on the front row. Joey Logano will be starting on the pole for today's race. Maybe a shot for him to go to the championship 4. He won at this very racetrack in the playoffs in real life this year. Kurt Busch starting at the rear, so is Joey Gase and Cole Custer. So here we go in this one. Green flag is in the air. Kansas Speedway Day Racing. Big wheel spin at the rear by Chad Fincham. But the green flag has dropped. It's going to be an interesting first 80 laps here in stage 1. Wow, a lot of jockeying around for position at the rear of the field. Blaney included. Now he's trying to get to the bottom as soon as he can. At least to get around most of the traffic. We saw Dale Jr. in the Xfinity race 2 nights ago here at Kansas have a very, very fast race car all throughout. We'll see if Blaney's going to have that kind of speed here today. First time we've seen multiple cars on the racetrack. Now that we are starting the race, big move down to the bottom. Ryan Preece trying to cut on in. He gets blocked off for the moment. Blaney's working the bottom lane pretty well. We saw Jr. doing the same thing. Typically at Kansas, for whatever reason, the car gets super tight on the bottom of the racetrack. Didn't see that much in the Xfinity race, and not much here either. Justin Haley now trying to block Blaney mid-pack. Kind of pulled in front of him in the center of turns 3 and 4. Blaney to the outside where there's more room to run. Already trying to adjust his racing line. Kyle Busch takes the lead away from Logano on lap 3 now. At the very front of the field. Big dive underneath. Blaney's charging through this field right now. He is already up to 22nd. Kurt Busch now to the lead. When I said Kurt Busch is starting at the rear, I guess I misread the note. I glanced at it real quick. There's definitely a footnote for Kurt Busch. Maybe it was that he did run well in practice, because he has taken the lead already early in today's race. 3 wide for second place now. Logano in the middle. Keselowski up towards the front of the field. Logano backs out of it in 4th place, but Keselowski and Busch are still side by side for second into turns 3 and 4. Kurt Busch still out in front. Blaney's momentum's kind of stalling out a little bit right now. Still trying to get into the top 20. Couple Toyotas just inside the top 20 of Christopher Bell, Eric Jones. What a season Bell's had. Already clinched the Rookie of the Year as the only rookie driver to even make it into the playoffs, and he's still got a shot at the title into the round of 8. 2 wins on the season. A crown jewel in the Coke 600 at Charlotte, as well won the first Bristol race earlier this season as well. 3 wide, the 20 and the 12 trying to split the 95 now. It's a massive run by Blaney to at least clear Bell, and now clears Eric Jones finally down the front stretch. Austin Dillon got it coming down the track, trying to stall out the 12 car on the inside. Little side draft to that right rear corner panel. Reddick slides in front of Byron for position. That's for 14. Kurt Busch still hangs on to the lead. Pretty tightly packed, though, within the top 5, that's for sure. I don't think Blaney's got quite as fast of a car as what we saw Junior in the Xfinity race. It's really tough to tell early on, at least. Remember, Junior led all but 12 laps in that race. Really, outside of the green flag pit stops where he lost the lead for a short amount of time, he led all but 3 laps at the very beginning of the race after qualifying 7th, but once he got to the lead, he pretty much never looked back. Blue Cookie, welcome to the stream. Really overran that corner in turns 3 and 4. Entered in really flat. Side by side for position just outside the top 10 between Denny Hamlin and looks like Jimmy Johnson up there. About to go 3 wide and split Harvick and put him right in the middle of those two. Oh, yep, they are 3 wide. Jimmy just sneaks to the outside of Harvick. Hamlin pulls up the block. Harvick down the back straightaway as they roll into 3 and 4. It's a great move by Hamlin to get by both Harvick and Johnson in one corner. Blaney just shot the 4 of Harvick right past Hamlin again. Harvick got underneath him. Blaney gave him a little bump going into turn 3 and helped him right on around him. Now Blaney's going to make a move himself on Harvick for 10th. Helped him to get through at first. Now he's going to hang him out. And Johnson's going to try to follow Blaney's line underneath Harvick. Good run for Johnson early on. Had a great run at Talladega late in that race a couple races ago. Last week. When we ran the Alabama 500. Busch is starting to slowly widen that gap out right now. In between first and second. Lap 15. Blaney coming in off a DNF at the Charlotte Roval. Had a pretty much wrecked race car for most of the second half of that race and was trying to will his way to the front until about 30 to go. He got loose after hitting one of the turtles on the backstretch chicane, just shot him straight up the racetrack. He already had a lot of damage to his car up to that point, which obviously didn't help. And nosed it into the wall from that point on. Pretty much ended it. He made contact on entry into the chicane as well with a lap car that kind of costed him some of that momentum getting into the braking zone. Maybe hit the turtle a little harder than what he normally would have, and just enough to send him right around on older tires on top of the ill-handling car with the damage. But he put up a valiant effort, and at least he was already locked into the round of 8 anyway after winning at Las Vegas in the opening race of the round. Matt DiBenedetto was able to get his first career win at the Roval because of it. We had 2 non-playoff drivers win races in the round of 12. Blaney, as mentioned, won the opening race at Vegas. But then after that, at Talladega, Almirola got his second win of the season. He was eliminated in the round of 16, and then Matt DiBenedetto, who didn't even make it to the round of 16, at least had his high spot getting his first career win. Almost 20 laps in, no caution in the early going of today's race. Race leaders Kurt Busch and others have just hit lap traffic for the first time today. And now we have that caution right after I mentioned it at lap 21. Caution's out for the first time. Kurt Busch in the lead. Blaney currently P10. And doesn't look like anybody's going to be hitting pit road. Some guys at the rear of the lead lap, but that's it. A couple cars went a lap down. Joey Gase will get the free pass. Ross Chastain, Chad Fincham, Josh Bilicki, and then all the lap cars are going to hit pit road, as well as Gase, who's taking the free pass. He'll also hit the pits. But no pit stop for anybody else really in the top 35. So Kurt Busch will lead the field to the green. Cap 24, Jackson Thomas, welcome. Ethan, welcome as well. Filing in here for the first time tonight. Green flag going to be back in the air. First restart of the race. We've seen some crazy restarts at Kansas in recent years, especially with this 550 package. Truex already going 3 wide up the middle in between Boyer and Ellie, but he got closed off. Had to get out of the gas. Blaney goes up to the outside of him. Johnson coming from the bottom. Nowhere to go for Blaney. He's got Boyer running the outside right in front of him. He's trying not to run it in the back of him. Really having to check up quite a bit. And he can't run higher than him because Boyer's already near the wall. Blaney tries to go up the middle, 3 wide between Boyer and Bowman. That got tight. Bowman had to get out of the gas. Blaney stays in and gets around both of them. Big slingshot to the inside into turn 3. Kurt Busch hangs on to the lead on the restart. Elliott wiggles a little bit off the exit of 4. That checks Blaney up. Logano all over the back of the 12 now. And Elliott takes the run, beating Keselowski back to the gas and clears him for 5th. Doing pretty good tonight, Jackson. Pretty quiet day. No news is good news. Oh boy. Blaney barely cleared Elliott off of turn number 4. Ryan Newman was all the way on the outside. Had him 3 wide. So the Busch brothers 1-2 for the short time, but Blaney has cut his way through the pack from 10th to 2nd now in the first 5 laps since the restart. As he'll clear Kyle Busch off of turn 4. About a half a second off the race lead, and he seems to be a little bit faster on these older tires compared to Kurt Busch. That might be the strong suit for Blaney tonight, that good long run speed. Maybe not as fast at the beginning of the run. Air pressure starts to build up, car starts to loosen up a little bit more. So Blaney likes it. So he tries to stay in the draft down the backstretch. Again to the inside. Kurt Busch kind of runs that middle lane. About a lane off the bottom. And the 12 is caught up to Kurt Busch now, looking inside through the tri-oval for the lead. And Blaney's clear going into turn 1. New leader. This will be the first driver, I should say, of the night to lead a lap outside of the Busch brothers. Once Blaney gets back to the line to make it official, Blaney will lead his first lap at lap 28 here today at Kansas. So with most of the field staying out there, plus the fact we were going to be right on the edge of the pit window as it was, and I think that's why a large portion of these drivers stayed out of the pits. There will still have to be that mandatory pit stop at some point here in stage 1. By mandatory, I mean they can't make it on field the entire opening stage. The stages are split 80, 80, and 107 here tonight at Kansas to make up the 267 laps of 400 miles in tonight's race. He's been running mostly the bottom. He's ran the top in specific corners, but that's mainly just because the top was open, the bottom was clogged up by cars as he tried to make his way through the traffic on the restart and the initial start of the race, but that's been about it. He's trying to protect the race car more than anything in the early going. He'll move that line up as we get closer and closer to the end of the race. Two-and-a-half-second lead back to Kurt Busch already, followed by Kyle Busch, Keselowski, and Newman, the top 5. Pretty big gap in between second and third with Kurt and Kyle running in those respective positions, just over 2 seconds in between the two now. But Kyle's got Brad Keselowski right on his back bumper within a couple tenths of a second of him, making things a little bit interesting. Almost halfway through stage one already. One early caution. Not sure exactly who it was out for. Somebody is out of the race, so it was likely an engine failure, I had to imagine. And there's our second caution of the race. Both times I mentioned the caution status of the race, we get a caution within 30 seconds right after I say something. So caution's out for the second time already. Here in stage one, just before the halfway point, everybody's going to be coming to pit road. Or at least everybody that didn't pit under the last caution. Yeah, so everybody, the only 3 or 4 cars rather that pitted that were at the tail of the lead lap, they will stay out. So we're going to have a couple slow cars at the front of the field here. So that might jack things up on the restart. So you guys are going to have to be careful not to run over one another. No adjustments on Blaney's car. 4 tires. Going to top it off with fuel. He'll win the race off pit road, but that means he'll restart in 5th due to the top 4 staying out. So not only they're slower, but they're on older tires. Green flag back in the air, and there it goes. Joey Gay spins the tires right in front of Blaney. That just jacked up the inside lane. There was no time for Blaney to get out of the way. Busch got held up as well. He about ran into the back of the 12 car. And look at how far back the inside row starts to go. They're jockeying 3 wide now. Boyer, Keselowski, Kurt Busch, Bowman in the mix. Oh, another big checkup. Huge block. Blaney to the inside. He almost got turned by Elliott. Almost got turned off the front bumper of the 9 going into turn 3. Look at how clogged up the lanes are. Somehow Logano finds his way to the lead. Newman to second. Truex to third. There's some damage to the front of Joey Gase's car. Oh, 4 wide. 5 wide, nearly 5 wide off of turn 2. Busch tries to self-clear Blaney going off into 3. He's got the spot. There's still 4 wide back there in turns 3 and 4. How do they make it through there? Minimal contact. And we got a battle for the lead, meanwhile, up at the front. Newman now all over the back of the 22. Looks inside. They're side by side in front of the field. Truex trying to run the outside as they are kind of slowing each other up, really side drafting one another aggressively. Boyer, meanwhile, to the back of the 12 cars. He looks to get back into the top 5. He's close. Fastest lap of the race already for Blaney. That last lap as he has moved his line up on the restart. Clint Boyer's been running the outside a lot today too, though. And he looks really fast. I think Blaney might be holding him up. Blaney might drop down to the bottom and let him go. Now that things got spaced apart pretty quickly on the restart, as expected. So that is the exact halfway mark now here in stage 1. Blaney to the inside. Boyer takes the high side. Boyer's going to get a big run down the backstretch now. Here he comes. Massive run. Boyer tried to look low. Blaney's still there. Blaney really trying to break the draft on the 14. He's trying to let him go. But Boyer's just not taking that run right now. Now he gets to the outside of the 12. He should have him this time. I don't think Blaney's going to hang on. Blaney's going to wait until those tires start to kick in on the longer run. Meanwhile, Ryan Newman takes the race lead away from Joey Logano. Kyle Busch up to 3rd, passing Martin Truex Jr. a lap and a half ago. And Boyer now back into the top 5. Logano's not going away, though. He's within about a car length and a half of Newman still. Newman trying the middle lane. Logano to the inside. Big gap now between the top 6 and Austin Dillon back in 7th. Kurt Busch stuck behind Dillon after Busch led about 20 laps at the beginning of the race. Busch finally gets around him for 7th, but he's got a lot of ground to make up to get back to the lead. Kurt Busch was also eliminated back in the round of 12. Busch is still closing in on the top 2 right now. If they get to battling side by side again, Kyle Busch might be there in a hurry. Blaney's still fighting with Bowyer. He let him get on by, but Boyer's just not pulling away from him. Both cars are closing in on Truex for position as well. Blaney's really trying to back up the corner. The problem is with Bowyer on the outside, Blaney's not able to get the run on the inside to pass him. And he's not able to side draft him down the back straightaway enough to this point. Blaney beats Bowyer to the outside. Bowyer tried to make a move on Truex. That costed him the outside. Blaney gets the run, gets around him. Now he has the run on Truex, and he'll pass him before they get down into turn 1, barely clearing him for 4th. 3-car battle right now. And a 3-car battle has intensified for the lead as Kyle Busch is now within a couple car lengths of the top 2. Little mistake there by Blaney. Costing him some time. Bowyer almost cleared the 19, but that was not quite good enough. They're still side by side for 5th. Bowyer with a big run on the inside. Now he's alongside the 12. Newman's been running that middle to upper lane this entire run so far. It's worked out for him. He's trying to make those guys pass him around the bottom. Busch is going to make a pass on the bottom, but it's going to be for 2nd on Joey Logano, and he'll clear him off of turn 2. These guys are about 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds ahead of Blaney and Ford still, but Blaney's starting to close in, and lap traffic will be coming in a couple laps. Already going to start to reach some of those back markers that stayed out of the pits, I'd have to assume. That last restart. Newman caught behind his first lap car since taking the lead. 30 to go in stage 1. And we're about to have a 4-car battle for the lead now. Busch tried to get to the inside of Bilicki, and he got held up. Logano in hot pursuit. He gets held up now. That's going to allow Blaney to get past Logano for 3rd. Easily. Joey still caught behind Josh Bilicki. There's Joey Gase with that front end damage. Braves football team, welcome to the stream. Three wide. Lap car got in the way of Busch. That was Ross Chastain in the 77. And Blaney will easily clear him. That's about the same way that he was able to get around Logano a couple laps prior when Joey Logano got held up by Josh Bilicki. Same spot, right off of turn 2 and down the back. And Blaney now within a couple car lengths of the lead of Newman, trying to take his second lead of the day. He only led for about 3 laps before the last caution, though. So he hasn't led many laps today. Just over 50 laps in. And Blaney's going for the lead now on Ryan Newman into turn 3. Slide job up towards the top of the racetrack. Newman trying to go in between the lap car and Ryan Blaney. That's not going to work. Blaney hangs on to the lead. A beautifully done slide job to take the lead with 27 laps to go in stage 1 now. I picked to win the Super Bowl is either Green Bay or Kansas City. No bias in there, obviously, for those of you that probably already know I'm a pretty big Packers fan. But, I mean, I would have said Tennessee would have been up there too. But Tennessee didn't play so well against Houston, and they got dominated by Green Bay a couple weeks ago. And I would have thought, you know, the Packers' rush defense, as bad as it really has been over the last decade, including this year for most of the season, that it would have been tough for the Packers to stop Henry. And then obviously if they got out ahead and they were just trying to keep the ball out of Rodgers' hands, it would have worked. Now that could still work, but they didn't do a good job of it the first go around. So we'll have to wait and see if that will be the case again if they end up meeting in the Super Bowl. But I think Kansas City is Green Bay's biggest opponent right now. But it is the playoffs and anything can happen, so don't be shocked if you see a different team in there. I mean, Pittsburgh, you never know, they could find that mojo that they had the first 11 games of the year when they started undefeated, so who knows. Michael Turner, welcome to the stream. Hope the game doesn't glitch. I hope so too. We're almost to the end of the playthrough for NASCAR Heat 5, so outside of a couple online lobbies between now and the next NASCAR game, we only got a couple more weeks of NASCAR Heat 5. In terms of viewership and subscriber rates since NASCAR Heat 5 came out in the middle of the summer, this game has definitely helped the channel, but man, have we had our fair share of game glitches and game crashes. I mean, this game is just so buggy. You could blame 704 for that. We already know that story, though. We're hoping that doesn't happen again next game. It's weird because Heat 4 never did that. Heat 5, on the other hand, which is almost an identical game. But again, we know the drill. Kyle Busch is in second place. He got around Newman a couple laps ago. He's about 4 seconds behind Blaney. That's something else that's kind of helped Blaney. He's getting through the lap traffic really well right now. Better than probably anybody else. On top of the fact that he's got the long run speed. So much better than you. I get a lot of practice. A lot of practice growing up as a kid, obviously, number one. And number two, doing these full races, you have to be on your absolute A game. Because one little mistake obviously could cause you to DNF, which obviously is like that even in a short race. But to be able to do it lap after lap after lap, really got to try to race clean the entire way. Christopher Bell not off to a good start in the round of 8, running 25th right now. Last time we saw him, he was just inside the top 20. He's going to go a lap down, so he's the first playoff driver to go a lap down here today. That can be tough if he has to go into a must-win situation at either Texas or Martinsville. Well, this is going to get tight. Nearly 4 wide into 1. Look at Blaney clip the apron Trying to go off into 1-2, still trying to get the car to turn. Cole Custer, Corey LaJoie, Matt DiBenedetto was all right there. There were still 3 wide on corner exit. And he started at the bottom, ended up on the top by the end of the corner. My goodness. Been a pretty fun race up to this point, though. Late in stage 1, we've seen our action on both the restarts and the long green flag runs up to this point. Again, only 2 cautions to show for in the early going of today's race. And now Kevin Harvick's in danger of going a lap down outside the top 10. And he just kind of nudged the wall again there slightly. So 2 playoff drivers are now a lap down and both outside the top 15 of Kevin Harvick and Christopher Bell. Not a good start to the round of 8. You saw Harvick struggle in the round of 8, particularly in the last 2 races in real life in NASCAR. What if he ends up missing in a similar fashion here today? Now, he doesn't have 9 wins this season like he did in real life, but similar situation where that's one of the drivers you can almost guaranteed every year count on being in the championship for. That might not be the case here. Slow down, speed limit's 175. Anthony Hanley, welcome to the stream, by the way. Yeah, not today. Not at most tracks, I should say. Especially NASCAR. 11-second lead for Blaney. Boy, he really pulled out to a huge lead very quickly. A solid run early on. For those of you that might not be able to see the flag, like it looks like there's a clutter on my, it would end up being on my bed. I guess you can't see my bed in the camera, but the flag, the new display in the background, I unfortunately have it partially covered. I'll try to move that maybe under the stage break if I have enough time. But my sister got a new bed today, so we were kind of clearing her room out there, so we had to throw some of her stuff in my room. So I didn't realize it was in the shot until after I started the live stream, and I noticed that part of the flag is kind of covered. So if you see any odd colors, that would be why. Hamlin going to go a lap down. Hamlin has really struggled in the playoffs. Both in the round of 16 and the round of 12, Hamlin made it by very, very minimal amount of points. Remember, he barely pointed his way into the round of 16. He was the last driver in on points, so he made it by about 12 points or so. He was still the last driver to point his way in. He got lucky nobody else below the cutoff line won, and he got even more lucky last round. He was a 7th seed, but he was only 3 points above the playoff cutoff line at the end of the Roval. So again, he's lucky that we didn't get a wild card winner at Talladega as far as the playoff drivers go, as well as the Roval. Hamlin can't afford to have that happen here, and he's already outside the top 10 in stage 1 at Kansas. We know he's really good at Martinsville, but you don't want to wait until Martinsville to have to do something special. Again, that is a cutoff race in the round of 8. The track's starting to really fade as well. Should get around Austin Dillon here, barely. That right front tire is starting to wear out quite a bit on Blaney's car as well. We still got 9 laps to go in stage 1. He might have to start nursing it. Saw Junior have to do that both at the end of the race in the Xfinity race, but also more prominently in stage 1. I thought these guys were going to be plenty good on fuel and tires with pitting when they did. We went green off that last restart with about 44 to go in the stage. So just over half the stage. I'm very shocked that right front is wearing out as much as it is so far. Now, he did slightly graze the wall a couple times over this run, but very, very barely. It's enough to wear the right front, really both right sides down, at least a little bit more, so that doesn't help. About a 19-second lead. Kurt Busch back to second, getting around Kyle. 7 to go on the stage. They're battling for every stage point they can get. Kurt's no longer in the playoffs. Kyle is. Newman no longer in the playoffs. Logano is. Blaney obviously fighting for a championship as well, so 3 of them in the top 5 at least. And Blaney's trying to go on his way to winning stage 1 here today at Kansas, and he has put a lot of guys a lap down here at the end of this stage as well. Seems like that lap traffic for everybody else is getting thicker and thicker. Just look at the track map where second place is and look at how much work Kurt Busch has had to do just to claw himself back to second. Remember, Kurt Busch had a pretty bad restart as well. He was in 7th place, actually was in 8th place until things finally got sorted out. Those 4 lap, or not lap cars, but the 4 back marker cars that restarted at the front of the field. One with damage and all of them with older tires. Obviously didn't pan out for them. I didn't think it was going to. It's kind of interested on how they did stay out. Now that caution probably helped them save just enough fuel to make it to the end of the stage. Maybe anticipated going a couple laps down as well to help. So they shouldn't have to pit here in these final 4 laps. Pit road does close with 2 laps to go in the stage. It's down to 9% on that right front tire, though, for Blaney. He hasn't lifted any extra so far, but if he has to, he will. He's trying to run the outside as much as he can, really trying to conserve that right front tire. Not having to turn the wheel quite as much. Not as sharp of an angle as if he were to run the bottom. Just got to make sure he keeps it off the wall. He's done a great job for most of the day, right as I say something again. We've been jinxing things a lot tonight. We didn't have many cautions at the Roval, both for the Cup and Xfinity race. Only 2 so far here tonight for incident. 2 laps to go. Stage 1. Logano's about to go a lap down. And just shot right in there. Blaney's got a chance to put Kevin Harvick 2 laps down. Bell's already 2 laps down here in stage 1 as well. He should get around Harvick off of turn 4. Blows right by him. He's going to get around Keselowski too. Just evades to the outside of Buescher. White flag, 1 more lap here in stage number 1. Right front down to 2%. Blaney lifted just a tiny bit as he gets around Ryan Newman off of turn 2. That right front tire is getting really worn out. It's down to 1%. Blaney's going to coast it going into turns 3 and 4. Way off the gas. Back into it now. And he's going to make it. Ryan Blaney wins stage 1 at Kansas. Lapping a lot of cars at the end of the stage on that 44-lap green flag run to end the stage. Only the top three finished on the lead lap. Newman will get the free pass in fourth. Kurt Busch finishes second in the stage. Kyle Busch third. Keselowski fifth. Followed by Logano sixth. Boyer seventh. Bowman eighth. Truex ninth. And Elliott rounds out the top 10. All three Penske Fords right now are in the top 6 at the end of stage 1 as well. So all three of them look really fast. Both the Busch brothers look fast as well. Ryan Newman's going to stay out of the pits here. Interesting strategy. 4 tires, full tank of fuel coming up here for Blaney and his crew. 1 second of damage he's going to repair as well. See if that might cost him a little bit of time on the pit stop. It'll obviously cost him time. Will it cost him enough to not win the race off pit road? We'll see. I'm surprised Newman's staying out, though. He's got the free pass, but I guess by staying out, he's going to restart right up there alongside whoever the third place car is, but 40-plus lap older tires, I don't think it's going to work out for him too well. And Brad Keselowski takes the free pass. I think Newman's out of the race. Green flag back in the air. Kurt Busch actually won the race off pit road. Blaney to the inside, 3 wide to try and get back out in front. Slow stop where his team lost 2 spots on pit road. Logano follows his teammate. Joey's probably going to try to get to the lead here. But Blaney going to go upstairs. Logano to his inside. Joey wants to get back on the lead lap. So Keselowski actually got the free pass. And that is a tough break. Something happened to Ryan Newman under caution nonetheless. That's the weird thing. I don't think I've ever, on this game or NASCAR Heat 4, where we had seen something to where a driver DNF'd under caution. And at the stage break, it looks like Ryan Newman is out of the race. Jonathan Bravo, welcome to the stream. Side by side here at the front of the field. Busch up the middle, 3 wide for the lead. Should be more specific. Kyle Busch up the middle because Kurt's on the bottom. Kurt pulls up in front of Blaney. Little contact. It wasn't quite clear. Looked like he was going to be, but Blaney got shot out of a cannon off of turn 2 on the outside. Blaney all the way down to the bottom. He's going to get to the inside of the 1. Using the apron. Look at Busch trying to crowd him. Blaney driving it loose into the corner. Logano going to try to shove him in the center of turns 1 and 2. That's not going to work out. Look how far up the track Blaney went there. Still trying to get a push from Logano. Down the back straightaway into turn 3. Boyer's holding up Kurt Busch quite a bit right now as well. Busch is just trying to do whatever he can to get by Boyer. He ran the middle line that time. Blaney ran a little bit higher, not all the way near the wall, but pretty high nonetheless. And now Boyer goes high as Kurt tries to go high. Kurt Busch continues to pick the wrong lane. Now he's alongside Clint Boyer off the exit of the corner. Blaney's got to run down the front stretch after running the outside. And Blaney is going for the lead. Not going to get Busch there. He's not going to clear Boyer either. It's going to cost him a little bit of time. True. This game is known for having a lot of glitches, and that could be one. I have never seen anybody DNF under caution. So the fact that Newman is out of the race under caution, tough break for him because he had a top 5 car. He led some laps in stage 1 as well under green. Tough break for Ryan Newman. 1 second lead for Kurt Busch. Both the Busch brothers and Ryan Blaney, I think, are going to be the 3 guys to really watch over the course of this race. Welcome back, Jackson. Jonathan, I see your question, and I got a question earlier, too, about everything going on. And I'd like to, for one, I don't have really a lot, well, obviously we could see what's going on, but as far as, like, you know, how bad the rioting was getting, at least yesterday, I have no clue if it's going on today. I only knew about it because my dad said something about it. And then I saw it there for a glimpse, and that was it. I didn't really pay too close of attention to it. I couldn't care less for politics for the whole reason of why it started. And I like to keep the whatever politics I can out of the streams as well. So the combination of those things, I'm going to leave my comment off to the side here. Oh man, Boyer. I think one of the videos I saw on YouTube of that, though, funny comment in the comment section. I saw like it's 2020 part 2. Or like it's not 2021, it's 2020 part 2 or something like that. I thought that was funny. It's like, well, he's kind of got that right. Yes, Anthony Alfredo to Front Row Motorsports. Going to be driving the 38 car. I did not see that coming, especially with him never really having a full-time season. But if you get that opportunity, you have to take it. I'm sure he brings some sponsorship and funding. And he actually did look pretty solid in the Xfinity Series, too. So we'll see. I'm excited for him. I mean, Nemechek surprised everybody last year. Maybe Alfredo can have a similar season. And David Reagan, yeah, I was going to say, David Reagan is also running the Daytona 500 this year. I know there's at least one bigger David Reagan fan and is a fan of the channel. I'm sure he's excited. Gets to see him race at least one more time. You know, the tough break about that is I understand him wanting to run the Great American Race again, and I'm sure everything kind of fell in line right. He wanted to do it, obviously. And David Reagan's awesome on the super speedways. That's where his 2 career wins came. But, I mean, he could have finished off his career with a top 5 finish in the Daytona 500. That is a solid way to walk out. Now he's going back into the race again. And the odds of lightning striking twice are not necessarily with him. As far as that goes, especially with the Daytona 500 we've known to expect the last couple years. He's going to definitely have to survive. But heck, if he can do it 2 years in a row, that'd be awesome. Maybe he's thinking too, though, he ran that well last year, maybe he's still got a shot to win it, which obviously he does. If you're in that 40-car field, you got a chance. Now, something else that's kind of a bummer, he's on the entry list for the Daytona 500, but remember, that's not a charter that he's going to be running, so he's got to qualify for the Daytona 500 either on speed and qualifying or in the duels. We're looking to have well more than 40 entries for the 500 this year. Noah Gragson being one of them. I think Austin Cindric might end up running the Daytona 500 too. That's very well possible. So, I mean, there's a couple other non-charters that he's going to have to race up against. Some strong competitors, some strong cars, especially in the super speedways. I think Gaunt Brothers is running part-time this year too. If I remember correctly, I don't think they shut down. I think they're just running part-time. They ran the full schedule this year, but they were non-charter. So if they run part-time and they have an open seat, that could be another car too. Assuming they're going to attempt for the 500, especially after missing last year. Not to mention, you know, any Rick Ware car that might not have a charter too. So, yeah, I mean, they're very well, there's a very good chance that we could see 46, 47, 48 cars or so in the 500. Entry list, again, they're only Only 40 of them are going to make it, so that's going to make the dual races that Thursday before the 500 very fun. As well, you have to keep an eye out on qualifying as well to see where everybody stacks up. Because, I mean, we saw Suarez miss it last year, so there might be a couple big bumps this year. Big line of lap traffic, about 4 cars in a pack right in front of Kurt Busch off of turn 2. He got held up. Ryan Blaney takes the lead away from him. First time Blaney's going to lead in stage 2. Just less than 60 to go in the second stage. Got 10 likes already as well. Thanks for everybody hitting that like button. Please do so if you haven't already. And also hit the subscribe button for more daily NASCAR content. Just over 700 subs. We hit that 700 mark a couple days ago. Greatly appreciated for that. Still on the road to 1,000 and trying to get there before our 1-year anniversary in the middle of February. It's not impossible. We're getting on a roll with the views, with the subscriber rate once again here over the last handful of weeks. Well, especially the last 2 to 3 weeks. So appreciate the support as always. We got daily NASCAR content on the channel, so if you're a NASCAR fan, automatically you must subscribe. And then on top of that, we do these full race live streams with a realistic broadcast every day, as well as other related content. About a 6.5, now about a 7-second lead for Blaney over Kurt Busch. Kyle Busch still in third. Keselowski, who had to restart at the rear of the field, taking the free pass under the stage break, is about 13 seconds off the lead in fourth. Next career mode episode will be out by the weekend. Or probably on the weekend, I should say. It's already Thursday, so yeah, it'll be out this weekend. Took a little bit of a break from the career mode. I was in the process of transitioning from one job to the other, and there were some other videos I uploaded on the channel as well that weren't actual, well, I guess they were kind of stream related, but the end of 2020 stuff that we had, and then the Race of the Week series that I just started up, so some other stuff on the channel too. Between editing that stuff, I didn't want to like overdo it and do career mode too, so that'll be back. Yeah, again, you can look out for the next career mode episode to be this weekend. Gotta make sure I plug my laptop in here at the stage breaker and caution, whatever comes next. Battery's below 30%. If it indicates that it's low battery, then that means it's at 5%. So I'm gonna pause it and plug it in if I don't get to that point yet. It'll start like the screen's gonna go dim and it'll like warn me. So I'll definitely be able to see it out of the corner of my eye if that happens. But right now we're all right. If my laptop dies in the middle of the stream dies. So that I can almost guarantee. I can't guarantee, not almost. We will lose the stream. I don't want that. Especially on a work night. I want to get this done as soon as possible. So far, pretty quick race pace to help with that. Only 2 cautions so far for incident tonight. And Christopher Bell is just not turning luck around. Well, he is a little bit. He was 25th 2 laps down last time we saw him. Now he's about to go 3 laps down, but he's up to 19, so at least he's trying to move himself forward here, but things are just not working out well for Bell here today. He might be in the number 8 spot in the point standings going into Texas. Which, by the way, next full race live stream will be tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it will be a fun one. because it will be in this very Cup Series on NASCAR Heat 5 once again. So back-to-back days of Cup action on Heat 5. We have the first race of the round of 8 here tonight at Kansas. Another one tomorrow night at Texas Motor Speedway. The second race in the Cup Series on a NASCAR video game on the channel this week. We ran our Texas race on Monday on NASCAR Thunder 04. Blaney DNF'd at Texas earlier this season too, so he's going to want redemption there. Obviously, he wants to win tonight, so he won't have to worry about the outcome at both Texas and Martinsville, but even still. And we will be using the steering wheel for tomorrow night's race as well. Fourteen and a half seconds ahead of Kurt Busch. Keselowski actually caught Kyle Busch and passed him for third. Kurt's got about a 6-second advantage on third place right now. Caution. First time in stage 2, third time tonight we will see a yellow flag. Everybody's going to be coming to pit road. Clint Boyer will get the free pass in 5th. And it looks like Reddick on back, so 15th on back is 2 laps down. 4 tires, full tank of fuel coming, no adjustments. Almost halfway in the stage. Let's see another crazy and exciting restart though, that's for sure. By the way, you guys have been hitting the like button a ton lately. I appreciate that. I think for Talladega last week on NASCAR Heat 5, we ended up getting like 25 or 26 likes by the end of the stream. Like, that's not even counting however many we've had since then after the stream, too. So I greatly appreciated that. It's helping with the algorithm, and I can tell because the views have definitely gone up over the last couple weeks alone. So keep hitting that like button. Keep subscribing. Well, I guess you can only subscribe once. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. We have a lot of fun here every night. Or day, depending on what day it is. We run some afternoon stuff on the weekends, if I can help it. Not so much on Saturdays going forward with me working Saturdays now, but Sundays usually. 3 wide for about second on back. Here comes Kurt Busch outside of Brad Keselowski for the lead. And we've got a battle, ladies and gentlemen. And it didn't take long. Brad Keselowski out in front here at Kansas off of turn 2. Bowman trying to get back on the lead lap, perhaps. Kurt Busch going to give Blaney a shot going into 3. Blaney going to keep Bowman behind him. Keselowski trying to run the bottom. Put the PC on the charger. Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't get it under the caution there. I'll pause it when I get to a good point here. Oh, almost had an accident there in turns 3 and 4. Bowman got a little tight in the center of the corner when Chase Elliott moved up in front of him and took the air off the front of his car. And after getting tight, he already was 3 wide with Kurt Busch to his outside, and Kurt Busch barely kept it off the wall as well. Meanwhile, Chase Elliott to the inside of Blaney. Kurt Busch has a huge run. Elliott really slowed Blaney down with that side draft down the back straightaway. almost like Elliott and Blaney are battling for position. Elliott's in 6th. He is 1 lap down. He actually restarted 10th. So an amazing restart. Passed about 7 or 8 cars from the outside lane nonetheless. Kurt Busch almost beat Blaney to the outside there. Blaney gave him room for it too. Oh man, Elliott thought about pulling up to clear Blaney. He couldn't quite clear him. He definitely got close. I don't even think he's going to clear him off of 4 yet either. These guys have been side by side for about 3 or 4 laps. It's allowing Keselowski to get out to a bigger and bigger lead. This is the first amount of laps that Keselowski's led so far tonight. Kurt Busch to the inside, 3 wide. Trapping Elliott in the middle. Blaney still on the outside lane. And now Kurt Busch trying to get alongside the 12. And Blaney couldn't quite clear him. Kurt Busch going to side draft him through the tri-oval. Really pulling Blaney back. Not allowing Blaney to get the run off the top that he wanted. And probably looked like he was going to get. And Kurt Busch is going to move up to 2nd place. Blaney trying to go back after Busch. Trying to slide in front of him. Trying to take the air off the front of Busch's car. Look at how tight Kurt Busch got there. Now he's going to push Blaney down the back. Try to send him off into turn 3. Blaney takes the spot back and now moves back to the outside as well. Kyle Busch trying to close in. He wants a part of this battle. Elliott really faded after Kurt Busch got around him and kind of trapped him in the middle. These guys are closing in on Keselowski too. Blaney ran just a tad bit higher than Keselowski through 1 and 2, and that's just enough ground for Blaney to make a move to the inside into turn 3. Blaney barely keeps it off the wall. He tried to hold it full throttle, couldn't hold the corner. Keselowski with a crossover. Penske cars side by side for the lead. And Keselowski clears him right back. That was an aggressive side draft by both drivers, might I add. Now into 1 and 2. Blaney again on the top. Kurt Busch is closing the gap. Blaney's going to get a huge run down the back. We'll see how much Keselowski can side draft him. Blaney's hanging on. Barely. Look at how high he ran there. Didn't get into the wall though, and he clears Keselowski off of 4. Back to the lead again. Now's a good time to plug my laptop in because it's very, very low on battery. There we go. Stream saved. We're good. Glad I hopped on that quick. I meant to do it under the caution. I forgot, so sorry for that. But anyway, Blaney back out in front here at Kansas. 32 laps to go in Stage 2. Blaney already won Stage 1. Side by side for second, though, between Kurt Busch and Brad Keselowski. Kurt Busch has had a bad, fast race car tonight. And he is showing it again here. Wanted to run the Jack Links paint scheme tonight now that I got the flag in the back. I think it would be kind of cool if we race this paint scheme with the paint scheme we see back there. Still 30 laps to go in stage 2. Plenty of time for maybe another caution or just something crazy to happen in general to get anybody else a shot at Blaney to maybe take that lead. A couple lap cars almost got together off of turn 4 even. Problem Child, welcome to the stream. Lap traffic closing up on the picture here in a couple laps. 6 seconds back to Kyle Busch now. Boy, he really fell back really quick. Boyer about 9 seconds off the lead. Busch a second and a half back in second place. He's still only about a half a second ahead of Keselowski. Blaney shouldn't have to back off to save the right side tires this time around. A lot less laps. What he had to run to the end of stage 1 here in stage 2 if this does go green to the end of the stage. And longest green flag run of the night just ended with that last caution. 96 laps total if you don't count the stage break yellow. So we went a long time there. From that caution, the second caution early in stage 1 to the first caution here in stage 2. Feeling S, welcome to the stream. Doing pretty good. Hopefully you guys are having a swell night here. 11 people watching, 11 likes right now. So again, thanks for everybody. Doing a great job on that. And hopefully you're enjoying the content here tonight, the race in general. It's been a pretty fun one. This is the first time we're going to alternate through the camera angles here as we're late in stage 2 at Kansas Speedway. Blaney trying to win to clinch himself a spot in the championship 4. Oh boy. I'm playing with the wheel. Why does it show a controller in this? Where does it show controller at? I'm confused. Yeah, I don't know where it says controller. The voice of NASCAR. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome if you guys could say that elsewhere. That'd really get the name out. People are going to be wondering, who the heck is this guy? Why is he the voice of NASCAR? Hopefully it's the future voice of NASCAR. That'd be awesome. That's the end goal. I think the king of multitasking is a pretty good one too. In fact, we're able to do these realistic broadcasts every single race. It's become much easier now that I've become accustomed to it. I remember when I was first starting out, races I'd use the steering wheel. There'd be some long, like there's some pauses from time to time because I have to take a breath every now and then. But at the same time too, though, like I'd go like 5 to 10 laps in a row without like saying a word. It's because I was really trying to focus on my line, but I can do that a lot better now. Over the last 10 months, just over 10 months. Watch me for everything about NASCAR. Nice. Yeah, that's what's pretty cool though about the live streams and with the chat, because I do try to keep up with the questions as much as I possibly can. And it's pretty cool that you guys, follow news in NASCAR and just ask for my advice on it, because that even really means a lot. To say I actually have an opinion that matters, that's pretty cool. But it strikes some good conversations that we can have during all parts of the race as well. Not saying every race has a dull point, but we get there from time to time. It's just not as much going on the racetrack at that particular moment. And it's fun to talk about it because I don't really get that opportunity outside of the channel to talk NASCAR. Like, I can, tell my parents who won the race, on a race weekend, but that's pretty much about it. They might ask, might say something, but as far as like news and everything goes, I usually just can't talk about it. You can't talk about it because they don't care. Just, if they do try to, act like they care, it's not the same. He just squeezed to the outside. Bobby Carter was giving him no room there. They might have been 3 wide too, with Brendan Gaughan in the mix as well. The first race at Texas, I know we made it to stage 2. I think we're like midway through stage 2, so about halfway through the race when we DNF'd there last time. I'll try to make sure we have a more stable setup because it's another 500-mile race, so I want to make sure we're going to be able to get to the end of it because I'll be using the steering wheel too. I think I used the controller last time if I'm not mistaken. We'll be using the steering wheel there this time around. Yeah, you definitely got to be patient. I'm a very patient person. Some people say I'm too patient, so I think that's fair. That's definitely fair. So I guess it works for me. Tell you what, I'm glad this is a 400-mile race because stream's going to get over a little bit sooner. Got some good food waiting for me. It's this small pizza place like 10 minutes north of where I live. My dad got pizza there earlier today. Well, he ordered it, but it wasn't going to show until like right before I streamed, so they're saving me some, but I'm looking forward to it because it's pretty good. 13-second lead for Blaney over Kurt Busch. Back to the normal camera angle for now, at least to the end of stage 2. We're getting close to the end of it here. 10 laps to go in stage 2 this time by for Ryan Blaney. Some of the more exhausting races of the season coming up next, just with a simple 500 miler at Texas tomorrow night, and then next week we go to Martinsville for the final race of the round of 8. 500 laps there if we can make it to the end as well. So it is a very, very big point here today to get across again. Blaney and the rest of these round of 8 guys really want to win. They won't have to worry about Texas or Martinsville. Blaney DNF'd at both racetracks earlier this season, so maybe an uneasy feeling knowing those are the next 2 races if he can't get the finish. He's off to a good start tonight, though. He's won both stages, so he's going to have decent points even if something goes wrong in stage 3. Or sorry, he's on his way to winning both stages. As long as we don't get a caution to the end of the stage here. There's some lap traffic going 3 wide up ahead as well. Really getting racy. Clint Boyer's about to go a lap down in 5th. Kyle Busch, a couple seconds ahead of him. He'll probably go a lap down before the end of the stage 2. I think Keselowski and Kurt Busch should be able to hang on. At this point, I don't even know if Brady's ever going to retire. I mean, you can really tell he's declined in performance quite a bit over the last couple of years. His defense carried him to the playoffs in New England, and I guess you could say the same here. He's having a little bit better season in Tampa Bay. He's got more weapons for sure. That definitely helps him, but he just can't throw the deep ball anymore. Nowhere near as consistently either. There's a lot of just short dink and dunk passes. He's still killer in the red zone with his accuracy. If he can, he just doesn't have the arm strength that he did to really zip the ball in there. It's kind of shown because he's thrown probably more interceptions, I think, even this year too, in these last 3 seasons he's played in his career than what I can ever remember Brady throwing a lot of. Right front's starting to wear out quite a bit. I didn't think it was going to wear out quite that much. He still should be fine to the end of the stage, though. 7 to go this time by now. Sorry, 5 to go. Oh, I did my math wrong again. Why do I keep doing that so much lately? I'm not one for doing basic math wrong at all, but I've been doing it a lot on the channel the last couple weeks, so I need to definitely start to get stuff a little bit better, especially with Thunder 04, the season-long championship. I'd best be on my best math behavior by the end of the season there. Oh, wow, 3 wide up the middle between a couple lap cars of the 21 and the 41. 4 to go on the stage. Chase Elliott's about to go 2 laps down in 6th. Well, maybe. Yeah, he will go 2 laps down there. Boy, that got tight. Oh, man. Blaney stayed in it and just drove right around everybody. Keselowski and Kurt Busch should be able to hang on to the lead lap by the end of the stage. Kyle Busch, Clint Bowyer battling for the free pass position. Bowyer's probably about 3 to 4 seconds behind Busch. Kyle Busch had a lot of lap traffic around him, though, so it's not impossible for Bowyer to catch him in the final few laps of the stage. Yeah, but at least on the bright side, get to hear Clint Bowyer's voice in the booth for the first half of the season, at least on Fox. So he'll still be on your television set every race day, at least for the first half of the year. Yeah, Brendan Gaughan did retire from NASCAR. His final race was the Talladega playoff race this last year. No need to back off. And that right front's easily going to make it to the end. Still about 10% left. Final lap now of stage 2. Tell you what, Keselowski's only about a half a straightaway ahead of Blaney. I think Brad's lucky this is the final lap. I think he would have survived maybe another lap, but they're 3 wide with lap traffic right in front of him. I don't think he would have made it much longer. Off of turn 4, Ryan Blaney has swept the stages here today at Kansas, and he's 1 stage away from clinching a spot in the championship race. Here we go. Down to the final third of the race. Definitely had some interesting moments up to this point. Don't be surprised if we see any going forward. Stage 2 results look like this. Ryan Blaney followed by Kurt Busch, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Clint Boyer, the top 5. Then you got Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, Joey Logano, Martin Truex Jr., and Jimmy Johnson rounding out the top 10. Everybody's going to hit pit road under the stage brake. 4 tires, full tank of fuel for Blaney and his crew. No adjustments. He's had a pretty fast long run car here tonight. Kyle Busch will get the free pass in 4th at the stage brake as well. Final stage of racing here tonight at Kansas. For all the marbles. Green flag back in the air. Blaney got a good jump. 104 laps to go when we go green. Only 3 cautions so far in today's race. Pretty calm up to this point. Blaney really trying to hold off Brad Keselowski. That's why Blaney's running the bottom of the racetrack. Kurt Busch slides up to the outside. He's trying to get around Clint Boyer right now. Blaney's not as worried about Boyer, at least. Knowing he's a lap down. Here comes Joey Logano into the mix as well. Kurt Busch with a big run, 3 wide to the outside. Oh, Blaney is in the wall up at turn 2. Shot from behind there from Kurt Busch now. Blaney just got really tight. Overdrove the corner. Car just did not want to turn at all. Kurt Busch was in the wrong place at the wrong time. We somehow stay green, and Brad Keselowski takes the lead. Shouldn't be heavy damage on the 12 car, but that was a pretty good lick. Hang on, boys. 3 wide. Hendrick Motorsports sandwich off of turn 2. Blaney right in the middle of it. He's got Harvick right behind him. Harvick pushing Blaney in the center of the corner. Not an ideal spot to get bump drafted, especially on a 1.5 miles. Last Roush driver to win a championship was Kurt Busch in 2004. I believe. Yeah, because Edwards never won one with him, and Biffle came close a couple times too, but he didn't win one either. Kurt Busch, Matt Kenseth each only had one with him. But yeah, I think they can, but they're definitely going to need a lot of potential going forward. I really want to see Roush perform well. I was a Roush fan growing up. Again, led to me being a Greg Biffle fan as a little kid. Then he's going to have to let Eric Jones go that time, as well as Harvick. That damage really slowing Blaney up. His car just got extremely loose all of a sudden. We'll contact with Harvick on corner exit now. Less than 100 to go here at Kansas. we'll see what the next-gen car can do. Maybe they can get like an improvement with their speed overall. We saw Newman make the playoffs last year, so it just goes to show, even though they don't have the greatest equipment, they can be competitive at times. Newman really showed that back in 2019. I was honestly expecting a little more out of Chris Buescher this year, but I think the lack of practice and qualifying definitely hurt him. So I was expecting a top 20 finishing points out of him. I don't think he quite got to the top 20. And honestly, for Ryan Newman, it's a real shame because I don't think he's going to ever be the same driver again. He wasn't obviously as great as what he was early in his Cup Series career, where he got the majority of his wins in his NASCAR Cup Series career, but man, it stinks to see that accident happen because you can really tell it has changed him on the racetrack. It's just a tough thing to get out of your head. We've seen drivers, veteran, young, it doesn't matter. You get in a terrible, terrifying accident like that, especially when injuries are sustained as heavily as they are to the head and neck area in particular. You saw Sterling Marlin kind of fall off the face of the earth at the end of his career with a vertebrae break after a bad crash at Kansas late in 2002. You know, you get these older drivers that have those injuries and they just don't return the same, especially when it comes to a spine or head injury. And unfortunately for Newman, I mean, he only had 2 top 10s all last season. And you're talking about a guy who a year before that went to the playoffs in that same equipment. And the only 2 top 10s for Ryan Newman this year. I know he ran a little bit shorter of a season, but he only missed 4 races. 2 top 10s is just not good, unfortunately. But one of his top 10s came at Talladega at the end of the season. And then, obviously, in the Daytona 500, he still finished in the top 10 despite taking a race car to the head, essentially. Because I believe he crossed the line 7th that race, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, never had another top 10 outside of that. Dismal year for Ryan Newman, both on and off the racetrack. Got a feel for the guy. I'm not saying he would have made the playoffs this year, and I'm not saying he necessarily even would have contended, but I guarantee he would not have finished as bad in the points, and I guarantee that he would have had more than 2 top 10s this year if that accident didn't happen. Who knows, maybe he could have lucked his way into another win at the end of his career. But not everybody can go out on top, and that certainly wasn't the case for him. His career's not over yet. He's still running next year, so he's still got time to make up for it. Definitely tough to see. Blaney has been fighting a mad loose race car since getting into the wall and then Kurt Busch running into the back of him on that last restart. Blaney has had a hard time trying to keep control of his car. It doesn't matter what lane he runs, he's just mad loose. And he's definitely going to have to repair that damage, assuming it's 5 seconds or less when he does come to pit road. 3 wide move to get around both Kenseth and Austin Dillon. Keselowski is about 5 seconds ahead of Blaney and about 2 seconds ahead of Kurt Busch. Keselowski and Kurt Busch both eliminated in the last round of the playoffs. Keselowski missed the round of 8 by just 2 points on Alex Bowman. He finished 4th, gotcha. No, well, I'm trying to think. It depends on where he got hit. Because Corey LaJoie finished in the top 10. And I know he didn't finish in the top 5. And he was the driver that hit it, unless he hit him after the start-finish line. I'd have to go back through and look at it. I thought he finished outside the Outside the top 5 at least. Because I don't think he had a top 5 this season. I think he only had the 2 top 10s. I remember looking at his career stats, or season stats correctly. I don't think he had a top 5 this year. Yeah, Newman is definitely a little overpowered. He made it to the round of 12 here, but he hasn't won a race this season, but he's been competing for wins here and there. He was competing today too. He was in the top 5 up until, for whatever reason, he exited the race under the stage 1 stage break. Kevin Kasem, 18, welcome to the stream. Blaney just does not have the speed he had in the first 2 stages. That damage is slowing him down. Again, on the rear bumper and the left side of the race car in particular. I'm not sure how he got the damage on the left side of his car. He got in the wall. Oh, man, up the middle with a loose car between Truex and Elliott. But, boy, that car fit like a glove in between those 2 drivers. Nice and tight. But there was no contact. And look at how loose he is. He is really, really fighting that race car. And he's not closing in on Keselowski at all. Especially on corner exit. Oh, Blaney a little sideways, trying not to overcorrect it. That car wanted to turn right around again. Stayed off the brakes. He's got to hang on to it. Keselowski and Kurt Busch are in heavy lap traffic. Kurt Busch less than a second and a half off the lead now. In hot pursuit of Keselowski. Well, he's still going to run the outside despite how loose the car is right now. He is putting it all on the line. Doesn't want to have to worry about Texas or Martinsville. He wants to make it to Phoenix with a shot at the championship tonight. Can't win the title tonight, but he could certainly lose it. Yeah, BJ McLeod is probably the most overpowered, underpowered driver in NASCAR Heat 5. Kurt Busch still stuck in heavy lap traffic. Now he gets to the inside. Oh, a little contact. Blaney just kind of shot the one car right in there, though. Actually kind of pushed the one of Kurt Busch a little too far away from him. Now we'll move to the outside. For second place goes Blaney. He's loose. He's trying to hang on to it. Trying to keep it off the wall. And Kurt Busch hangs on to second. Somehow Keselowski's about 4 seconds ahead. I don't even know how he pulled ahead that quickly. Kurt Busch was reeling him in there for a little bit. He was only a second off the lead. Then Kurt Busch got held up and Keselowski just got shot out of a cannon. And Blaney's still trying to hang on to his race car. Yeah, exactly. I would have to imagine this year is going to be Ryan Newman's last year. I think the only I don't know what his contract status was like for one. But for two, I think he wanted to go another year. He didn't want 2020 to be the end of his season the way that wreck happened at Daytona. And that was the season-defining moment there. So I think no matter what, when he got back in the car, he was going to stick around at least another year. Also remember, now that Jimmy Johnson and Clint Boyer are retired, granted Boyer wasn't around as long as Johnson in the Cup Series, but Ryan Newman and Kurt Busch are the two, or Ryan Newman, Kurt Busch, and Kevin Harvick are the only drivers that raced in the 2001 or 2002 season that are still in the Cup Series today. So Newman has been around for a very long time. Three wide again. Blaney's got Logano right on his left rear. Barely clears him off in turn 2. Car was really loose. He had half to his outside. Not a lot of give there. Boy, what could have been for Keselowski, having a great night tonight. He scored a lot of stage points in both stages. He's leading here with less than 80 to go. He's caught behind another lap car. Blaney sideways again. A little bit of tire smoke coming out of the left sides that time. Drifting his way through 1 and 2. Yeah, Newman was a solid driver. Won a couple races. Obviously, most people remember him for his 2014 season there, but he had some good moments else at other times there. He was really good with Stewart-Haas, too. He won a couple races there also. Some career-defining moments when he was racing with Stewart-Haas. Won the Brickyard 400, qualified on the pole in that race too. Can't remember what exactly that year was. Actually, no. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think Newman won one race with RCR. I think it was Phoenix, if I remember right. It was a tire strategy race or something. Got him out in front late. I think he was with RCR at the time. Oh, battle for the lead. Blaney to the outside of Keselowski into 3 and 4. Still trying to hang on to a loose car. Barely keeps it up. Oh, contact with Keselowski. Keselowski hangs on to it. Kurt Busch starting to reel these guys in too. Big save by both drivers off of turn 4 after making contact. Teammates nonetheless. Battling for the lead. Blaney got loose. Just clipped Keselowski. But we stay green. Up the middle goes Blaney. Between Stenhouse and Keselowski. Driving it hard. Blaney on the inside. Keselowski on the outside. Blaney sends it into 1 and 2. Full throttle. I don't know how he got it to stick with as loose of a car as he has. But he will clear Keselowski for the lead. Lead change at the line this time. Blaney trying to make his way to the championship 4 with a win tonight at Kansas. Still 74 to go. And he's still mad loose. He might even consider pitting here in a couple laps. Trying to short pit. Just because of how bad that race car is handling-wise right now with the damage. It gives him a chance to repair it because, again, I think it's 5 seconds or less of damage under a 5-second damage clock here on NASCAR Heat 5. We should be able to repair it. Yeah, Newman definitely tries to get the most out of his equipment, that's for sure. Finished 9th. Gotcha. Thanks for fact checking that. Yeah, I said 7th, and he thought it was 4th. I knew it wasn't a top 5 because I remember seeing his stats at the end of the season. He had 2 top 10s, no top 5s. Caution's out with 72 laps to go here at Kansas. I guess Blaney's not short pitting. Everybody will be pitting under this caution. These guys cannot make it on field at the end of the race, though, so this isn't the final stop. This is the 4th caution of the night, the first of Stage 3. Free pass goes to Clint Boyer in 5th. He'll get back on the lead lap. Kyle Busch get the restart back up here with the leaders. So here we go. And again, William Byron and Ryan Newman, the only 2 drivers out of the race today. Byron also eliminated in the round of 12. Newman is a wild driver, that is for sure. Keselowski wins the race off pit road. Blaney was able to repair the damage. Green flag back in the air. Blaney did not take off in the outside lane. He's trying to side draft Keselowski though. Kurt Busch on the outside, he had a slow stop as well. The two Penske cars trying to go at it. Blaney might have drifted up the track just a little too much. Keselowski's going to hang on to the lead. Kyle Busch trying to go for second. Logano jumps to the outside behind his teammate. And Kyle Busch might be going for the lead here. He wants to make it to the championship 4 also. Tell you what, he might. Busch has a run. Boy, this car feels so much better with not only fresh tires, but the damage repaired as well for Blaney. Elliott going to get to his inside. Elliott and Blaney battled hard in the last restart. I think Elliott's going to do the same here. He's 2 laps down, but he wants to get in position to maybe get a lap back, get a quick caution. Kurt Busch almost got the wall into turn 3. He loses a little bit more ground. Side by side for the lead with Brad Keselowski and Kyle Busch. Blaney aggressively trying to side draft Elliott. So Keselowski on the outside, Kyle Busch on the inside. And Elliott's going to clear Blaney. They're still side by side for the lead though. Look at how tight the 18 and the 2 are at the front of the field right now. Elliott's blocking Blaney, holding him up. Kurt Busch starting to get a run to the back of the 12 now. Both the 12 and the 1 go to the outside again. And Kyle Busch has taken the lead off of turn 2. Blaney got tight in line behind Chase Elliott. Kurt Busch checks up. Oh, wow. Keselowski got really loose off of turn 4. Rear of his car started swaying out a little bit. Driving it hard to get back to Kyle Busch. He might be able to cross him over. And he looks low. He'll get under him. Side by side for the lead again. Elliott in 6 trying to close the gap. Blaney trying to block Kurt Busch. Down the back straightaways, he tries to hold on for 3rd. Kyle Busch goes all the way near the wall now, trying to find some room on the racetrack. And Kurt Busch up to 3rd. Solid run for him tonight. They're definitely both talented, both champions in the Cup Series, both with 30-plus wins. Gotta respect the talent. Keselowski, though, is back out in front. Did a great job getting back around Kyle Busch again. Nowhere to go for Blaney, side by side right in front of him. Now the 18 and the 1 all go to the outside right in front of him as well. Blaney to the inside of Busch. Kurt got a good run though. He ran a little bit higher, just enough for him to clear Blaney again. Busch to the bottom in front of Elliott. Blaney with a big run on the outside of Kurt Busch. Oh, 3 wide off of 4. Blaney scraped the wall slightly. There was barely any room. I don't know how he kept the momentum to stay alongside the 1 car as they continue to battle for 3rd. Oh man, Kurt tried to clear him again. Couldn't quite do it. Elliott starting to close in on Kyle Busch. Kyle back to the outside. Blaney runs just a tad bit higher. That's going to give him the run. Off of turn 4. 3 wide. Blaney in the wall. Into the back of Kyle Busch now. That jogs up both the 18 and the 12. Kurt Busch will pass 2 cars down the front stretch. And Kurt Busch is back to 2nd, but now Elliott holds him off. Three-car battle for second as Keselowski gets away. Here comes the run by Blaney. Slight contact maybe with Busch. Oh no, he turned the one car right around. Look how tight Blaney got meanwhile. Elliott hanging right on him. Kyle Busch might try to give him payback. He about turned Ryan Blaney down the front stretch. Little reality check there. Elliott slips back. Blaney holds on to third on Kyle Busch. Aggressive racing down the stretch here tonight at Kansas. Blaney just went full throttle through 3 and 4 on the outside. Trying to gain whatever ground he can on Kurt Busch. Side by side. Blaney to the inside. Kurt Busch on the outside into 1 and 2. Slide shot. Blaney to second. Kurt Busch going to give him a shot down the back straightaway. He's probably going to try to send him off into turn 3 and make a move for himself. Well, he definitely shot him out there, but I think that hurt Kurt Busch more than it helped him. And Kurt got tight in line behind Blaney on the outside, almost got in the wall. 57 laps to go at Kansas. Yeah, that'd be cool to see Kurt Busch win another championship. He's had a lot of good wins late in his career, too. Bristol Night Race within the last 3 seasons he's ran so far. The Daytona 500 in 2017. I guess 4 seasons, technically, but Daytona 500 back in 2017. Check that off the list. He's won at Bristol before, but still a fun racetrack and a good track to win. Pretty prestigious, and got a win at his home track at Vegas this year, and then battled his brother Kyle to the finish. On a photo finish nonetheless at Kentucky. Slide job there by Blaney. Clears Brad Keselowski. Blaney out in front again at Kansas. Finally, a sane president. Welcome to the stream. Keselowski trying to go back to the inside, though. Is he going to cross Blaney over? No. So officially Blaney back in the lead with 54 laps to go at Kansas. Spot for the championship 4 is on the line. Congratulations, man. Even the half-length races, I mean, they can be long depending on what race you're doing. That's still 250 miles at some tracks. Won the first 2 stages, finished 9th. Charlotte. Yeah, if you're on the oval, I mean, that's a... Well, I don't know what series you're doing, but if you're doing the Cup Series, that's a 300-miler. The length of about a full Xfinity race. Oh. Blaney got in the wall and he couldn't get off of it. Bobby Carter got in his way down the front stretch too, but just couldn't keep it off the wall. Keselowski still within a second. Top 4 all within 2.5 seconds. Half of the original 6, yeah, 300 miles. I mean, that's still long. So he had 4 stages then. It's a good run though. Well, got 50 laps to go this time by Kansas. Still one more pit stop to the end of the race. These guys are about 11 to 12 laps short on fuel. About 11 laps short on fuel. Everybody did pit under that last caution. Oh, car in the wall of trouble! Backing down the racetrack! Ryan Preece now into the grass. Caution's out again with 50 to go. Preece into the wall, spins right around in turns 1 and 2. That is our 5th caution of the night. Chase Elliott gets one of his 2 laps back with the free pass in 6th. 4 tires, full tank of fuel. And we're going to have about 47 laps to go when we go green here at Kansas. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, F1, I think F1 races are a little too short. Obviously coming from a NASCAR fan, but like an hour and a half, I just, like, elapsed time at least, I just don't think is enough. Like, even IndyCar races go on for maybe a little shorter than NASCAR races, but that's because the cars are faster too, even on like an oval with similar miles. Well, meanwhile, green flag back in the air. Blaney trying to hang on. Boyer in the mix. He's up to 2nd place. Don't count him out of it. Blaney tries to hold on for the lead. This could be the final restart of the race. Blaney on the inside in 1 and 2. Slips up the track just enough. Boyer to the inside. Clint Boyer's going for the lead. Kurt Busch to the outside. Side by side for the lead with Kurt Busch and Clint Boyer. Keselowski going to try to help his teammate Blaney. On the outside lane. Massive push there down the front stretch. Ordered a Matty D diecast. That's pretty cool. I don't have any Blaney Wood brother ones. I should probably get his first win car, though. Oh, that was a massive run off turn 4 by Blaney. Just ran a 39 that last lap. Blaney is fighting hard. Still side by side for the lead between Kurt Busch and Clint Boyer. Busch clears him. I think he's going to try to block now. 3 wide back there for 4th. Busch nearly got squeezed into the wall by his teammate. Keselowski just to the inside of Blaney, side drafts him for 3rd. That was a big pull that Keselowski got off of turn 4. Yeah, hopefully we don't DNF anymore. Yeah. Well, it depends. Like, if you have any sort of stability help on, then you definitely have to loosen it up because the car can be too tight. But at the same time, too, you almost kind of need that stability help on the road courses because you just... It's like driving on ice on this game for whatever reason. This and NASCAR Heat 4 was like driving on ice without stability. So even I had to use like partial stability on the road courses just to keep the car straight. You get on old tires, it was like driving on ice on a short run. Unless you were in like 3rd or 4th gear. If you were in like 1st or 2nd gear, you just cannot run properly. Blaney's still trying to fight. He's not done yet. We know he's got the long run speed here tonight. But Kurt Busch leads. Again, shout out. How about Clint Boyer, though, at his home track here at Kansas? We know he's only got a couple races left here on NASCAR Heat 5. As well as Jimmy Johnson. Trying to go out with a bang. And boy, if Boyer can win at his home track, that'd be huge. Blaney's gotten to his inside. He's trying to get around him. Less than 40 laps to go. And Keselowski is running down Kurt Busch right now as well. Good Blaney. It's just so hard on the short run. We just don't have that short run speed. Oh, Blaney overdrove the corner. Still stays in front of Kyle Busch. Blaney back to the top. Wow, he got really loose all of a sudden there. 1 and 2. Stayed in the gas. Still going to get a run on Boyer. To the inside. Massive run by Blaney. Oh, he slid up too high. He's in the wall. Well, he still cleared him. Somehow Busch made his way up to 4th place as well, passing Boyer. I don't know how Blaney's able to hold these guys off down the front stretch, but he is. He's going to try to block down to the bottom now. Boyer back to the inside of Busch again. Shane Jones, welcome to the stream. Not really too much damage on the right side of the race car, at least for Blaney. Still 36 to go. Boyer and Kyle Busch are still side by side for 4th. Busch trying to win to get into the championship for tonight as well. Only Blaney and Kyle Busch are in the round of 8 that are in the top 5. Blaney's won the first 2 stages already. Yeah, the only assist I ever use is stability. I put it at 50 when I'm on the road courses, but that's it. I don't have any other... I don't mess with the brake bias or anything like that either. Try to keep it all natural. Doesn't matter whether I'm using the controller or the steering wheel. Blaney for second on Keselowski. Brad ran the bottom, Blaney ran the top, and Blaney clears him before they even get into turn 1. Now has his eyes set on Kurt Busch. So Kurt's probably had the fastest short run car tonight. Keselowski's definitely gotten faster since we got into this final stage, but not fast enough it looks like, at least for the moment. Race isn't over yet. We could get another caution. Blaney getting a big run on Kurt Busch off of turn 4. Looks low. Side by side for the lead. As they go off into turn 1. Trying to use the 62 of Gone as a pick, and Blaney almost ran into the back of Gone, but he still clears Kurt Busch off of turn 2. Kurt Busch still got stuck behind Gone. Blaney tried to trap the one car behind the 62, and he did a perfect job of doing that. That's why he drove it in so deep to the bottom of the track. It came so close to the 62, he played it perfectly. So Blaney out in front now with 30 laps to go here at Kansas, and hoping it stays green to the finish. Yeah, when Blaney won at Pocono in 2017, that was the last win for the Wood brothers so far. That put them at 99. Again, if Matty D or whoever really can get the next win for the Wood brothers, that would be 100 for their team, so that'd be pretty cool. Austin Cindric's going to be running that car in 2022, so I mean, maybe if Matty D can't get a win this year, I would hope he does. He really needs at least one win to try and save his career, honestly. He'd probably have to be on a non-super speedway, too. Well, even a super speedway, I guess if he runs good on multiple ones and gets a win. Yeah, Blaney's had by far the fastest long-run speeder tonight. That has definitely helped him. And he is pushing hard to the finish with less than 30 to go to try and put himself in the championship 4. He just needs it to stay green because he struggled on the restarts all day. Now with that, if a caution comes out, he's going to need these guys to have to hit pit road. Or sorry, not to hit pit road. He needs them to stay out. He's better on older tires. As long as everybody's on equal old tires, he can't allow anybody else to pit. Then he'll have to try to battle and fend them off on the restart again. We're going to alternate the different camera angles one final time in today's race. 24 laps to go at Kansas for Ryan Blaney, trying to get his 14th win of the season and a spot in the championship 4. Five-and-a-half-second lead back to Kurt Busch. It's going to take a caution and pit stops to spoil Blaney's party here tonight. R6, welcome back. Brushed into the wall into turn 1. Blaney tried to get out of the gas because he got stuck behind Corey LaJoie on corner entry, and that really messed up his timing rolling into the corner. Well, there's the caution with 22 laps to go. Chase Elliott back on the lead lap. That is not at all what Blaney wanted to see here. Our 6th caution of the night. It doesn't look like anybody's pitting, so that's going to help Blaney at least. We'll have about 18 laps to go when we go green. I don't know how it highlights, because sometimes you just put at whatever they are and it highlights it, but sometimes it doesn't. So nobody hit pit road. Here we go. Green flag back in the air again. If he can make it into turn 3 with the lead still, I think he'll be alright. Keselowski, his teammate right behind him on the restart. Blaney about gave up the bottom, and he did! Keselowski to the inside. Blaney on the outside. Big block down the back straightaway by Blaney. Trying to hold on to the lead. Keselowski to the outside, Blaney to the inside. They're 3 wide for second. Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch. And Kyle now is going for second place. Free pass is the first driver 1 lap down. They get a free pass to get back on the lead lap. I think that rule was implemented in 2004, so when we do the NASCAR Thunder 04 series, because that's the 2003 season, you won't see it on that game. Already a 2-second lead back to Kurt Busch. 15 laps to go now. And again, Blaney's lucky nobody pitted under that caution. At least on the lead lap. Which is all that matters right now. Clean air, smooth sailing now for Blaney as long as we stay green now to the finish. Will cautions continue to breed cautions? 19 likes, yes. Thanks for everybody liking here. 15 people watching currently as well. And the late going here at Kansas. Four-second lead. Blaney's just going to continue to grow it as long as we stay green. Goes Blaney, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Keselowski, Boyer, the top 5. Then Elliott's also in the lead lap at 6th. So, yeah, the wave around... So the free pass is if you're the first driver lap down. The wave around is if everybody on the lead lap pits, which it's like this in any motorsport, at least in America. I don't know how Formula 1 works with that. I guess the pit stops are so quick anyway, so I don't know exactly how that works. But anyway, if the wave around is if everybody on the lead lap pits, and say you're a lap down, you could stay out of the pits to get your lap back if you're not the first car lap down. The problem with that is obviously everybody's going to be on fresher tires. So you're kind of playing that strategy, hoping it stays, hoping that you can get a quick caution, and then you'll be able to come onto pit road under the following caution. That's really the idea of trying to take the wave around. Ten laps to go. Caution's out again. with 10 to go. Our 7th of the race. Truex will get one of his laps back with the free pass. He'll still be 1 lap down, though. It doesn't look like anybody else is going to pit here. Blaney's going to try to stay out and keep the track position. Getting down to it. King, welcome to the stream. But again, luckily nobody's pitting. Everybody on older tires, so that's going to help Blaney on the restart. Keselowski almost got around him last time, though. 7 laps to go on this one. Green flag back in the air. And again, Keselowski restarts in the lane right behind Blaney. Kurt Busch trying to pinch him down and side draft him. Keselowski got a good restart. He's underneath Busch into turns 1 and 2. Blaney got a much better restart than what he did last time. Wow, Blaney really pushed tight off of turn 2. He barely kept it off the wall. He's pushing hard, though. Keselowski is going to get back to 2nd place. Boyer actually got around Kurt Busch for 3rd, too. Right front starting to wear down quite a bit on Blaney's car, but there's only a few laps left. As long as we don't go to too many overtimes, it'll make it. 5 laps to go at Kansas for a spot in the championship 4. Ooh, boy. That was a bad corner. Kyle Busch back to 5th. He's the next closest playoff driver in the round of 8 at least. Kurt Busch back to 2nd place. 4 to go. It might be too little too late. We'll stick with the normal camera now to the finish. Picked Ryan Blaney, handpicked him, because he is my favorite driver in the Cup Series. That's why we're running as him here on the final season of NASCAR Heat 5, which is Season 2. Again, I do 2 seasons for each series of these NASCAR playthroughs, no matter what game we are on. So that is why we're running as him, so to try to get him a shot at the championship would be pretty cool. We did it on NASCAR Heat 4. We'll see if we can do it here on Heat 5. A 4-second lead. They'll be coming to 2 to go this time by. Right front down to about 13%. We're easily going to make it the final 2 laps. Things are looking good. Just trying to get to the white flag. Into 3 and 4. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. Blaney got there. Now into 3 and 4, one final time. Ryan Blaney, it has been an up and down season. Not a lot of high hopes in the playoffs, but one here today. Blaney will win at Kansas and punch his ticket to the championship 4 in Phoenix. 14th win of the year for Blaney. And a victory celebration here today. And we'll do it Ryan Blaney style with the Polish victory lap. breakout season here. Is Ryan Blaney going to go on to win? Races Danica Patrick. Hey, if Danica Patrick wins the fan vote, one of the older playthroughs, I will race as her. We're racing as Terry Labonte on Thunder 04 right now for the fan vote season there. So Blaney gets the win here today at Kansas. We'll take a look at the unofficial results to today's race. Six drivers finished on the lead lap today. We had 7 cautions total in this race. Blaney with the win. Kurt Busch finishes second. Kyle Busch third. Brad Keselowski fourth. Clint Boyer rounds out the top 5, followed by then Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr., Joey Logano, Jimmy Johnson, and Alex Bowman rounds out the top 10. Bowman didn't really score any stage points today, but good run for him in the top 10. Bowman barely also squeaked into the playoffs, not only at the end of the regular season, but he barely squeaked into the round of 16, much like Hamlin, or the round of 12, much like Hamlin, and same goes for the round of 12. He's in the round of 8 now, and he had things go his way. Hamlin didn't have that great of a day, Harvick didn't have that great of a day, and Bell didn't have that great of a day. So Bowman off to a good start here in the final round, or second to last round, I should say. But it is definitely a race for the title at this point. Blaney will be the first of 4 to lock himself into the championship 4. We have 3 more spots yet to solidify over the next 2 races. Next full race live stream will be tomorrow night on the channel at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will run at Texas on NASCAR Heat 5 for the next race of this ever so close to the end season. Again, the final season playthrough on NASCAR Heat 5. Doing the points myself, but obviously I can assure you Blaney is in the championship 4. I will have to do the points here after this race, or after the stream, I should say. Race is over after the stream, and we will have the points updated and ready to go by the drop of the green flag at Texas tomorrow night. So there's the victory celebration for Ryan Blaney. A big-time win. Kurt Busch had the fastest lap of the 30.665. 141 of the 267 laps led today for Blaney. Also won both stages as well. Started at the rear, finished up towards the front. Had a fast long-run car, by far the fastest long-run car. William Byron had the top break, started 12th. He was the first driver to DNF with an engine failure early in stage 1. Thanks for everybody tuning in again. Like, share, but most importantly, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. 20 likes, actually. 20 likes here tonight. Thanks, everybody, for doing that. Again, you guys have been awesome with that lately. Greatly appreciated. It shows with the views as well. You can definitely tell that the algorithm is in our favor with the way you guys have been liking these full race live streams. So even if you can't really pop in during the course of the live stream or even afterwards, if you could even just pop in for 2 seconds just to hit the like button, it really does help me out a ton. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 6 at Texas for NASCAR Heat 5 Cup Series. Have a good rest of your night.